Hey, it's Nicole. I wanted to talk to you today about a super exciting topic. We're going to talk about window seals. So much fun. So the reason I wanted to talk about it is over the weekend I was showing some property and the couple I was showing had some questions. The window seals, the windows we were looking at had some fog on them, in them between the panes. And so I started to explain it to them and I kind of caught myself. I've explained this before so many times, or it came back through a home inspection when we went through that period, that phase of the buying process, that the window seals, the windows are fogged, you know, those kind of things that come up. And it's always an item that comes up with the buyers of, is there something wrong with the window? Is it something we need to have addressed? That kind of thing. So I thought, might as well put it out to the masses. Typically when one question is asked, I'm like, it's just a question. If two questions are asked, kind of a strong coincidence. And then if 3 or more times it's asked, it's typically a pattern and we want to talk about it. So we're going to talk about it. So when the windows, the new windows, double or triple pane, and the way they do them, there's typically some air, some gas that is sealed into the new window. And when that seal gets broken, it's either just by pressure washing. Sometimes if you're standing around the windows or something like that can cause the seal. Sometimes it's just over time, really. I mean, there's just the way everything else gives. The seal gets broken. And what happens when that is, there's condensation. So it starts a temperature differential from the outside to the inside of the window. And so what happens is it causes that foggy look on the inside of the window. And then sometimes it goes away. Sometimes depending on the climate, a lot of moisture gets trapped in. And so it's really more than anything, it's really just an eyesore. It may affect the temperature bill just a little bit, but not enough to make a huge difference. It's actually more environmentally friendly to not throw away a window or fill a landfill with a perfectly good window because the seal is broken. There are companies out there that can come back and remove that fog, like clean out the in between, because it kind of does create that film. And then they put these little holes on either side of the windows, and then they put a little vent thing on it. They're a lot more technical with it. And so it creates where the window can breathe, and that no longer happens. And so I wanted to show you what it actually looks like and how you can test your windows. I know it's super fun, the things you learn, to see if your seal is broken. And when you are looking at homes, preferably with me, this is the way I like to do it. I like to teach you things about the house because you don't want to buy a house or get into the home buying process without having a lot of knowledge prior to, or at least having an agent that can help you with that, because a lot of questions do come up and sometimes it seems worse than it is. Other times it seems like it's not a big deal, but it's a big deal. So first you need to know the differences. You need to have somebody in your corner that does know the difference. And sometimes it's just fun to learn about, especially if you're about to own a home. It's good to know some of these things. So let me show you the window. Okay, so this is the window pane in question, right? So please note the fog all over the window. And so what that is, probably trapped. So the seal was broken on this window, condensation, and then over time it just became foggy. You actually right now have some happening live in the moment moisture, right? The condensation there. So the temperature inside of the house and outside of the house, squished in between that, the seal's broken, so that there's air or something gets trapped in between and it creates that look. Over time, you get that, okay? So all that means is, like I said, the window is perfectly great. If it's too much where the fog, like this, over time can get all over, so you really actually can't see through the window very clearly. So I would recommend, you know, we could probably ask the sellers in this instance to replace the windows, and that would be perfectly acceptable, and typically they do. For you sellers out there, it's really not that expensive to have it done. More worth having it done than a buyer walking away from it if they felt that strongly about it. So they'll come out, measure your windows, get it changed, and or if you are the buyer and the seller says no, it's not a big deal to have it changed afterwards. So you can just have the window companies, which we can help you come out, help you find. They'll come out, take a look at it, measure it, switch out the window. Pretty easy. Typically $200 to $300 per window if it's a typical normal size window. But if it's something that's really big or like a weird shape, sometimes, you know, we have a lot of creative design. So it just depends. Let me show you how I check out with one of my inspectors taught me. So if there is a window, and let's just say we didn't know if this pane was broken or not, but we wanted to make sure. So, right, I have, can you see, ice? Right? So what we're doing is creating, oh, there you go, creating a temperature differential. So we're just gonna make the window colder on the inside than it is on the outside. So we're just gonna wait for fog. You know how you watch paint dry? You can watch fog get created. So here you go, super fun. Okay, so I'm gonna peek. All right, so we're just gonna hold it. Ice is melting, which means good times. Okay, so I'll take that off. I don't know if you can see, can you see the fog? Yeah, so then you wanna try to wipe it down, right? You see it's not going away. Right there, see the fog stays. So now it's trapped between the windows. So this window seal is actually broken too. So super easy, what I would do is, we're gonna buy the house, what we're going to do is request the sellers to have these panes changed. And if they say no, no big deal, we can have St. Tammany Glass or somebody from here locally that would come out, measure these windows, get it changed. Typically it's no big deal, they'll come out, like I said, measure, put it on order, they come out and fix it painless. So there you have it. That was your Window Seals 101 tutorial done. So I'm actually not a window seal specialist, but I am a buyer specialist, trying to give you as much information upfront as I can. The more you know, the better for you, the easier the process will be, and it'll be actually easier for me to take you through it. So I would love to teach you more about buying a house, all the steps involved. You can give me a call, 985-327-9058, or you can email me or find me on social media somewhere. So that's it. Give me a call if you have any questions about windows or about just buying a home. I can help you. I will teach you how to do it.